Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to be setting up the final week in my home planner. And as usual, I picked out some matching washi tape, and we're going to use this Cheerful Seasons book, and we're going to do a summer spread. So I thought the colors, you know, kind of from the washi tape kind of match the closest, and we just got some of these different summer icons and stuff. Getting one more summer spread before we get into August. So just going to go ahead and take the pages off. And it's hard to believe that I am decorating for the last week of July. It has flew by. So as of right now, like, unless we take like a little trip or do something fun with kiddo before school starts, we have nothing going on this week. There's just kind of one church thing that I would kind of like to go to because it's bingo, and I love a good bingo. But other than that, there's nothing going on. So I'm going to just get out my mat here, because again, I'm going to have to cover up these lemons. I think it is the August monthly that I'm not planning on covering up the lemons, because I'm going to do the monthly in a fruit theme, just so that way I don't have to cover it up. And I honestly don't know how much I'm going to, well, they might be a couple weeks, or at least like the first week in August. We'll have to cover up, because that should be like when the first day of school is. Because I think for us, it's August 3rd, I think. So I may cover it up then, because I'll do like a little back to school theme spread. But after that, I don't know that I will bother covering up many of the weeks, even if it's not necessarily a fall theme spread, just because I may just try to overlook it and deal with it. Now, the first 6 months of next year, I won't have to do any of this and won't have to worry about it. And I'll show you why in a second. Anybody watching these, you're probably going to be like, oh, thank goodness. No more having to watch covering up the lemons. I'll be happy for the break too, to be honest. I do love seasonal, and I do love seasonal planners and stuff. It just, one of the disadvantages about a seasonal planner is typically they are quite decorated. So I'll show you the reason why. So this is the planner that I'm currently using. I did get it from Hobby Lobby while it was still in date. At the time that I got it, it was still in date for January, probably. I think that's when I started this one. So it was still in date at the time, and I got it for cheap. So yeah, which I can do a flip through of it. Maybe I'll do a flip through in December, like at the end of December, maybe. Do like a big flip through of the month that I've already got started. So here's like the little conundrum that I was facing. Okay, I know why I put that in there. Okay, so the planner that I'm currently using is in date until December. So there's December 26th. But I didn't want to not use up the rest of the months because there was another 6 months that wouldn't get used. The problem is it being a seasonal, I couldn't do what I usually do with this planner or with any planner if it's outdated, is I try to move the months around to match up with that corresponding month. But with the seasonal, you can't do that because, you know, then you would have like a December divider for June or something like that. So I'm not going to use the rest of the planner until starting in July, because that was when the months started that I didn't use. So I didn't use the first 6 months of this planner because I was using another one. I think it was my Beetlejuice planner. So I wanted to use them with the months that they're supposed to go with. I liked the dividers. I didn't want to change them. So I'm using July 2025 for all the way through December as the final 6 months of next year. I'll know I'll have to redate, but that's fine. But I gotta use this divider. It's so cute. Love it. And then November and December. So you see, it wouldn't work with how I usually, the technique that I use. So I found a planner where the first 6 months, which I think it was of 2021, yeah, corresponds with the first 6 months of 2027. So I took them out of that planner, and I think it was like one of the last ones from Stephanie when she was, right before she retired. So I took the first 6 months of it where I don't have to redate, and it will be the first 6 months of my planner next year. Very neutral, so no more covering up the middle or anything like that. I don't even have to change the months. I just have to cover up the year. And I may have to change like when the holidays fall on, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't have to, because it should line perfectly. There might be a couple. We'll see. That's plenty enough ahead. I don't have to worry about it. But so yeah, it's the first 6 months of this planner, and it lines up perfectly with the first 6 months of 2027. And then we'll go into the rest of this planner where it's a seasonal, and I'll just have to redate and recover. But I didn't want it to go to waste, and So yeah, that's how I'm doing it. That's the reason why it's so thick, is because it's kind of merged with another planner. So that's the plan. My home planner will do me all the way until the end of next year. My horizontal planner, that will be a different story. It starts with a very weird time, and then I'll have to start a new planner with it in October or November. I think it's November. Again, like I said, I don't know how that ended up happening. It just did. Because sometimes if I don't finish a planner and, you know, for whatever reason I wanted to switch to a different one, I might go back and refinish a planner. So that will a lot of the times have me throw it off too, where I won't complete a planner in a normal time. Now that I'll cover up in a second. Well, let's see, actually, because I am doing a summer, we'll leave the lobster. I don't usually do that, but we'll leave him uncovered. Try to get all this filming done, because I'm actually doing it in 2 batches just because that's how my time and schedule will allow me. But I'm actually filming the rest of the month in 2 batches, just so that way all I have to do is edit, and I have, you know, I won't be hopefully skipping. Sometimes it's just hard finding time to even edit. All right, so again, I'm going to use this Cheerful Seasons book, and we're going to go back here where summer starts. So yeah, this week, again, unless something comes up or we decide this is when we're going to, you know, take a trip or whatever, there's only really one thing going on this week. Now, I'm just going to kind of throw down some boxes. Just in case, because like I said, I don't know when we're going to do what. It's hard telling. Let's see. Don't have a lot of boxes to use unless I want to break into the monthly ones, which I may have to. Actually, yeah, I can use some of these monthlies, and I can just add something in the corner. because we did want to try to fit in like something to do with kiddo before summer ends, because we haven't really got to. So we really want to be able to make sure that she can do something fun, you know, have like a nice little trip before school starts. Because unfortunately with mine and her day schedule, she hasn't really got to do anything fun, and we don't want her missing out. Now, at the time that I'm filming this, we did just pick her up from camp. She went to a camp for the week, and she did have fun, but she's pretty exhausted. So she's probably going to need to take a couple of days to recover. I'm just going to tear this page out so that way I'll probably just use up all these stickers. I'm not worried about using up all of them because I do have at least one more copy of this book somewhere. Use that to cover up that. Yeah, it doesn't have any quotes in it that I can see. Yeah, the beginning of this is winter, and then it goes in yeah. Yeah, I don't really have any quotes in it, and I don't want to pull out another copy because I want to be able to just use one copy up before I have too many of the others used up. There we go. That was kind of hard to say. Because I kind of do have that going on right now. I have like 2 or 3 copies that has taken out, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. So yeah, I'm not going to try to pull out another book to see. That's probably about all I'm going to be able to do. Okay, so like I said, the only thing going on right now is a church thing there, and then my husband works well, this is when he works his main job. And then the other boxes is just kind of there to fill in if something comes up or we figure out what we're going to do. Alright, so let me the one time that the lobster made sense to keep. Alright, well, not going to be one of my favorite spreads that I made, but sometimes you're not always going to be 100% happy. I think it would have been better if I just had more like functional to kind of blend in here, and maybe a little more quotes to kind of fill in. Let's see, I did forget to write in the days that I have to watch the kids. I have to go back kind of far to remember some of the days because I've not been able to as much this month because of all the appointments that I have or kiddo has. I think Sundays, yes. Another late day. Okay, let's see. Now I do have to go back. Here because my husband is wanting to do a yard sale that weekend. I'm going to assume he only likes doing yard sales just to be able to get rid of stuff. I don't enjoy doing it myself. That's just me. I don't like holding yard sales. I don't mind so much going to them, but I don't like holding them myself. Because it's a lot of work and I don't enjoy it. But anyway, that will take care of the last week of July using Cheerful Seasons sticker book, while also throwing down some of this washi that I thought matched pretty well with it. So that will do it for this setup. If you liked how this spread turned out, make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't yet and you would like to, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.